Let's not talk falsely now. The hour's getting late.
People here today. It's a good turnout.
Hi folks. My BlackBerry says 6:30, 6:31. The clock is a little behind maybe for kids in the morning if they happen to get here a little later. They don't get to class late. I like it when I'm able to make it to my events on time because more often than not, with traffic, I run a little bit late. So I was glad that I had a chance to say hello to, I think most of you. I thank you all for coming. My name is Javier Becerra. I've had the pleasure of being the representative in Congress for folks in this area for now over 18 years. And so I am blessed with the opportunity to be here, and to me one of the best ways for me to try to respond, to return the favor after I've been elected, is to try to host these coffees, town hall meetings, what I call my coffees with your congressman, as often as possible. I have a few things that I'd like to go through before we get into the conversation. And so give me just a few minutes, what I'd like to do is sort of set the ground rules about what we're going to try to do. We have an hour. I want to be respectful of your time, the fact that you took the time to be here. And I hope that we will all be courteous to each other, because I suspect the hour will go faster, at least for me, than it will for you. But I want to make sure that to the degree possible, I have an opportunity to address any questions or concerns you might have of your representative. First, I hope you all were able to go to the table and pick up materials, because it saves me the time of trying to go through and explain to you everything that a member of Congress does for you as a constituent, and it also explains what in my office is available to you. I do want to make sure I introduce my staff, because you will see them perhaps more often than you get to see me. Let me introduce to you my district office personnel, in case you ever need to directly converse with them. Liz Andiva, who is in the back, is my district director. She is the boss. She has her hand up. Next to her is Greg Buss. He is my communications person. He is my web manager. So if you had a chance to be on my website, chances are you see the handiwork that's principally managed and coordinated by Greg to make that happen. Nicolas Rodriguez, who is also in the back here. He is one of my field deputies. Gail Greenberg, Gail is at the table in the back. She is my field and constituent outreach supervisor. So she helps organize this particular coffee, and she also helps cover the areas around the park. Michael Nielsen, who is in the back corner over here, he's the guy that is guarding all the good food. He is my supervisor for casework, so if you have an issue, if you need some help getting a Social Security check that didn't arrive after Kip. Okay, so Milagros, Carlos. Yes, Carlos, you're on.
Well, I just want to make a comment regarding one of your staff members. I don't want to put him on the spot, but the reason we called your office is because of the little ones, education.
Yes.
And we told you, they're limited to free programs here and that day and everything. And, we told him that comment about the war. And, well, what his response was, the war is not being paid for yet. So, my logical thinking is, so you don't want to educate them, but you still want them to pay for the war. That came out pretty bad, I think.
And you know what? First, I agree with what my staff person said, because I said it earlier. We're not paying for these wars. We spent over $1 trillion managing these wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and not a cent of that money has come out of our budgets. It's all been borrowed money. But when you're running deficits, the only way you have the money is to borrow it. And we've been borrowing money. Our biggest lender today, well, actually, I think China surpassed Japan as our biggest lender. So when we go out and go to war, and we don't have money because we're already running deficits, we have to borrow from places like China. And so now people are saying, Social Security, it's broke. And when you ask, well, where's the $2.5 trillion that Social Security should still have it? Well, it was used for other things. And so some people are saying, well, now we have to cut Social Security benefits because we have these large deficits. So you keep speaking up. Because at some point, America will wake up to the fact that we're doing this on the cheap. We're making Americans believe that it doesn't cost in so many different ways to go to war. Obviously, the families that have lost loved ones know the price. But we're going to find out the price real soon if we don't get with it and understand it. We don't do a war for free. Okay? Who's next? Five, thank you very much. And thanks for having the kids. Okay. Kim, you're next, and then Claudia will follow.
Yeah, this is a general comment. Most of you are Democrats, less of you. I appreciate the way you vote on most of your stuff. But about a year and a half ago on these meetings, I expressed my disappointment with the fact that we had gotten a lot of candidates as president. We got a majority in the House of Representatives, a super majority in the Senate, and has gotten nothing done, nothing. And window dressing, health care, same criminals in charge of the Goldman Sachs in charge of the Treasury. We have not, to this day, we have never prosecuted anyone for torturing people to death. We have not closed Guantanamo, and on and on and on. If you go on, the fact matter is people took it out with you on you at the congressional elections, turn the House of Representatives over to the Republicans, and at least now you're getting a look at what committed people will do. They don't own the White House, they don't own the Senate, but they now control the entire dialogue in Washington, D.C. What I'd like to see, this is the point, is to have the Democrats step forward with a program that doesn't take the talking points of the Republicans as a starting point, say increase Social Security. Maybe you can compromise it down to just getting Social Security, but say, how about a 25% increase since we've been screwed out, we've been taken, coal is taken away. How about taxing a token tax on reckless financial transactions, as they've had in England for 25 years? How about shutting down missile defense, which couldn't possibly work, even if it did work, they'd come around it with cruise missiles. That basic thing. I want to see a concerted platform put forward by the Democrats that doesn't start off with Obama coming out going, well, the Republicans are right about everything, but here's my side of it. It's just discouraging.
Kim, I appreciate your words. But to respond, I feel your pain. I'm not sure how else I can say it other than to say, I voted against this budget that I just mentioned to you that makes severe cuts into programs, including for schools. But then again, it's majority rule in this country. And so right now, whether Kim, you or I like it, the majority has gone in a direction that's not exactly where you or probably I would be. But at the same time, we have to make progress. I believe progress was made. Not exactly the kind of progress that we may want to see at all times, but still progress. And it's better to be able to say that we made progress on healthcare reform by passing historic legislation. And today, make sure that if you have a child who's 24 years of age, has graduated from college, but can't find a job, that he or she can still stay under your health insurance policy and get health insurance coverage, which wasn't available to most 24-year-olds before. Today, if you have a child who's born with a condition, let's say an abnormality or some type of disease, say born with diabetes, today that insurance company cannot discriminate against your child, and you have by right a chance to get insurance for your child. That wasn't the case before. The insurance company could say, sorry, there's a pre-existing condition, I will not cover your child. So, disappointment, absolutely. Frustration, no doubt. Progress, I believe. So Kim, I understand your point, but I think you're not going to win every battle. You just have to make sure we win the war. And by the way, there is a war going on right now in Washington, D.C., and that's the battle I think we will win. Who is next? Claudia. Before you go, Claudia. So, for example, if you own an oil company, you can get a write-off, a tax write-off, for researching and looking for oil. As if you need incentive when gasoline is at over $4 a gallon to go look for oil. And if I'm correct, when you see what these oil companies have made in profits, I don't think they need any help from the taxpayers to be incentivized to go look for oil. But we're spending billions today to give oil companies an incentive to go drill for oil, because there's so many interests that are involved in keeping all these earmarks in place.
And that's what makes it tough. That's what makes it tough, going back to Kim's point about trying to deal with these things that cause frustration, where we're cutting money for schools, yet we're giving away trillions of dollars in tax earmarks to folks who don't need the money. And that's, to me, the biggest sin. So if someone wants my vote to increase the size of the debt ceiling, they better tell me that either we're going to do a clean bill, we're all going to agree that we're not going to play politics with the issue of our national debt, or we're going to have a budget proposal that says we're going to go after the real drivers of these deficits before we have a vote on the debt. So I'm not sure if the answer is very clear. I would, if folks are willing to, if members of Congress are willing to not play politics with the debt ceiling and just have a clean vote where no one plays politics with it, says you got to do this for me to vote this way, then I'll vote yes. But if someone says, oh, the only way I'm willing to increase the debt ceiling is if we make cuts to spending, to our schools, to our firefighters, to our police, then I'm going to say no deal. No deal. Because their police officers didn't cause these deficits. If it's a clean vote, I would vote in favor of the debt ceiling increase. If it's a clean vote. But I don't think it's going to be a clean vote. And as a result, if they want to play politics, I'll play hardball with them, because I'm not about to say to folks, you cut schools because you're saying that schools drove us into these massive deficits. Last question.